So what was this summer like for you, training wise? You've obviously made some real big strides, not just points, but rebounds, assists, steals. Like, what were some of the things that you were focused on heading into this season?
I'd probably say the biggest thing I was focused on leading into the season was just my mental aspect of the game. I mean, I felt like I always knew that that my physical abilities were there, or I wouldn't be here in the first place, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, it was just I really just get into a good mental space where I know anytime I step on the court, I have the utmost confidence in myself that I know I'll be able to produce the way I want to produce. And that came with a lot of come to Jesus talks, as coach would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of those within myself. Started some meditation, just some ways to ease my mind. I just always keep my mind free and clear so I can go out and produce produce really the way that I want to.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been, the most consistent guy on the team this year. What are some of the keys for you to come out and be consistent? It's not, like I said, it's not always, being the guy scoring the ball, but, getting the team involved, getting other guys the ball, playing good defense. What's made you so consistent these first 8 to 9 games?
I probably say one thing that stuck out to me while I was doing those mental things that I was listening to a podcast from Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he said that before every game, he kind of just closed his eyes and thinks to himself, like, what can I do tonight to make my team better? And that's something that really just stuck with me. And that's really something I do before every game myself. I kind of just sit there and think, like, what's one thing I can do tonight that doesn't better me, but it betters our team in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
That's leading tonight, going out there, guarding the best player, getting however many rebounds, making sure our offense flows right, making sure all our guys are rotating the right way on defense. Really just a mixture of that. So really, the only thing on my mind is just doing whatever I can to get a win.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's led to me being as consistent as I've been just the first 8 games.
Yeah. So mentioned earlier, you're one of the team captains, big time honor to be captain, for a Duke basketball team. What was that like when you found out you were going to be one of the captains this year?
Yeah. Like you said, it's definitely a huge honor. It's something I definitely take pride in. I can only thank my teammates for the honor. They voted me captain. They voted me and myself, not me and myself, but me and Joey as captains. So, I say I wouldn't want to leave with anybody else by my side. I've known Joey since I was 12, 13 years old, so we've been friends going through this. I've been in college together for 3 years. So me and Joey have an unbelievable connection. And to be able to lead beside him, it's been almost a dream come true. The only thing that make the dream come true now is for us to win the whole thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But leading these guys has been great. It's been nothing else I can ask for better.
Yeah. And, you guys have played 3, big time opponents thus far. You had Kentucky at MSG and Zag out in Vegas and Ohio State at Ohio State. What do you guys learn about yourselves as a team from those early season tests against, big time opponents?
I really think the main thing we learned about ourselves is that we physically can compete with anybody in the country, and we know that. But now it comes against the mental side of things. So we had those tough opponents. But for example, we had Gonzaga on a Friday, came back, had to play Ohio State on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And really from the mental side of it, I think we were ready physically. We might have been a little tired going into it, things like that, playing 8 games in 20-some days. But going into it mentally, we really had a lead on them in the early parts of the game, and we felt we had control of the game. But come second half, again, I think we were physically prepared for it. We were fighting the whole way. But when shots didn't fall our way, I think it kind of messed with our mental a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
It gave them a lot of confidence in making big-time shots at the end of the game. It really just came down to us getting to stop. I think that's where our mental has to become a lot stronger, a lot tougher as a whole team. Really just to be able to dig in, dig deep. Really just to get a bucket that we know we need, or get a stop that we know we need, or just execute something that we know we need in that moment. I think that's the biggest thing we learn about ourselves, that we just always have to be in it mentally for all 40 minutes, not just physically.
Yeah. Do you think that, you guys are able to take some positives, even out of a loss, that you can kind of look back on and moving forward when you get in those tougher situations, remember, okay, we didn't do this or we did do this when it came down to it. That'll help you guys moving forward.
Yeah, of course. I mean, so I think the biggest positive is, like I said, is that we know we can compete with anybody physically and talent-wise in the country. So I think that's definitely a positive that we learned coming off this stretch of playing. We played Gonzaga, Kentucky, Ohio State, even some of the non-conference opponents that we played. They were all really good teams, and they forced us really to look within ourselves and really bring the best out of us. So I definitely think that's a positive we learned, that we do come to compete every single game. There hasn't been a game where we've really overlooked the team that was in front of us. So I definitely think that's a positive that we've brought to the table so far.